at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politics.
Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Sasuke Uchiha back with another video. I know the picture is, oh there we go. I was going to say the picture's blurry, but not anymore. We are going to be profiling my newest complete deck. It is my Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon deck. It is very nice, very great, and there's no real combos to it, so without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off with your 3 Ubs, we do run the main boss of the deck, your Odd Eyes Pendulum monster, the one to help search and kick off your combos, which, no real combos again, like I had said before, but yeah, is Odd Eyes Arc, Pendulum Dragon. Then you have your 3 Astrograph Sorcerer, and of course your play set of Dark Worm. You want to use the double damage, the search, pop to gain, and then special, and then wait, I do believe that's what this card does, right? Yeah, if you control a card and it's destroyed by battle by card effect while it's still in your hand, you get a special, so that actually does help out quite a lot. And then your search for your gate, and then rank 4 and link plays.
I have aligned my life to my purpose, to fight for the autonomy of the Tibetan people. And as for them, I ask.
Going off into your 2 Ubs, we do run the 2 Persona Dragons, the 2 Phantom Dragons, 2 Zhang-Keis, and your 2 Supreme King Gate 0. Alright, so we use the Odd Eyes Persona in the main monster zone sometimes for the effect that when there's a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can negate it for that turn. You use it for the Pendulum skill of 1, and at the same time, once per turn during the end phase, if your opponent activated a card or effect this turn that targeted an Odd Eyes Pendulum monster you controlled, and no other cards while this card was in your Pendulum zone, special summon this card, and if you do, place 1 face-up Odd Eyes Pendulum monster from your extra deck into your Pendulum zone except Odd Eyes Persona Dragon. So that actually helps you fill in your missing Pendulum zone, and at the same time it also helps you like negate shit at the same time. For the Odd Eyes Persona Phantom, we run 2 mainly because he is a level 7, so it extends your rank 7 plays and your fusion plays, but at the same time because of his 2 effects. Because of the fact that once per turn, when an attack is declared involving your face-up monster and an opponent's monster, if you have an Odd Eyes card in your other Pendulum zone, you can make that monster you control gain 1,200 attack points until the end of the battle phase, even if this card leaves the field. So you have, say, Arc Pendulum Dragon in your other Pendulum zone, and you have this one in your Pendulum zone. That one and this one and Arc Pendulum go very well together because of the fact that 4 and 8 you get a Pendulum summon 5, 6, 7, and 7. So you actually get the ability to use his effect on high-ranking monsters anyways, so it's going to help out. When this Pendulum Summon card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by attacking, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the number of Odd Eyes cards in your Pendulum zones times 2. Times 1,200, sorry. You can only use this effect of Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon once per turn. So technically, if you have 2 Odd Eyes monsters in your Pendulum zones, you actually get the ability to what's it called? You get that ability to do the 1,200 points worth of damage, which is actually extremely good. Hopefully you guys can see that. Hold on. Let's zoom it in. Alright, hopefully you guys can see that. Hopefully. Oh my god. Next, we run the Zhang Magician, not for its monster effect, but mainly because of its pendulum effect. Once per turn, you can target one face-up Xyz monster you control this turn. You can use it as an Xyz material for an Xyz summon, using its rank as if it were a level, even if this card leaves the field. You want to run 2 because it helps you actually bring him out a lot quicker, and also for the rank 7 plays at that. Gate 0 mainly for the 0, thing. Then at the same time, because of Master Rule 5, you can use his effect. Once per turn, you can target one of the face-up card you control, destroy both it and this card, and then special summon a fusion or synchro monster from your extra deck that is a dragon type, but its attack and defense become 0. It has its effects negated. Also, it cannot be used as a material for synchro or Xyz summon. So that only leaves out for link or fusion.
They make almost half their revenue from hydraulic valve parts crucial to coal mining.
An industry that would take an enormous hit if the Stockholm Protocols were ratified.
Ma'am, I just got word from our India desk. Oh, Madam Vice President. Hi, sorry to interrupt.
And then let's go into our
India
one
wants to reopen Stockholm
ofs.
Protocols. They're demanding a reduction on all coal restrictions.
Clearly reacting to China wavering.
That and the growing protests in
We have quite a few one-ofs. We have your Odd Eyes Perform Pal Synchron, your Odd Eyes Perform Pal Dissolver,
We have our own
Odd Eyes Advanced Dragon, Noble Dragon Magician, your All Eyes Phantom Dragon, and Time Gazer Magician. Synchron and Dissolver for the fusion summon from your Pendulum Scale or your main zone, and then of course at the same time of Synchro summoning for a higher Synchro that you can't really make. For extra attack, just a Beat Stick for extended Synchro plays, for Beat Stick purposes, and then of course mainly because he's a staple. That is all for your monsters. It is quite a beefy thing for monsters, quite literally beefed up. That compared to your spells, and there are no traps. So go into your spells. We're starting off with your 3 ofs. We have your 3 Sky Iris and 3 Spiral Flame Strike. Sky Iris to protect your Pendulum Scales, and at the same time to search out your Odd Eyes, and at the same time to pop off, like by using his effect and popping your Odd Eyes monster, you can actually use his effect, and then Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon's effect, and then at the same time with this one you can search out your Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon instead of having to use Summoner's Art. So that actually helps out quite literally, and this one actually helps you search out pretty much any
To get through a busy workday. This is the Meal Simple department.
come on.
No store does more than my.
Ah, there we go. Damn it. Alright, so this one helps out with your searching out all your Odd Eyes, all your level 7 Odd Eyes, and this one just helps out searching every Odd Eyes in particular. It is only Odd Eyes, right? Yeah. So it does suck when trying to search out your Zhang K, so you're mainly gonna have to like hope and pray that you actually pull into him. For your 2 ofs, we do run quite a few 2 ofs, 2 Odd Eyes Fusion, 2 Dragon Shrine, and 2 Ignite Reload. For fusion summoning, for milling your Supreme King Dragon Dark Worm, and then for just extra draw power, because you're gonna wanna, like, if you open up with like 4 Pendulum cards that are useless in this card and you can't really do shit, you're gonna want to use this one's effect shuffle all 4 and draw an entire new starting hand. So that's
We ask you to heal our country
very great.
and protect our people. We ask that you protect the people of our Rio Grande Valley.
And then for your 1-ofs, we only have 2 1-ofs, which is Terraforming and Regeki. Regeki just to clear your board as quickly as possible, so you have the upper hand, and Terraforming to search out your Sky Iris when you're not really pulling into him. Or pulling into it. And that is it for your extra deck. It is a 40-card extra deck. Going into your
Your house does have a bowling alley in the basement.
Going into your extra deck, we run 3 Link monsters, which is your Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, Zephyr Metaltron, and Borlo Dragon. You mainly want to get him out because of his abilities. Sometimes you want to actually get him out because he's like another variant of a better variant of Cypher Lord Omega, and then this card to snatch and steal your opponent's monster and also just do extreme damage to your opponent.
We all know what needs to happen.
For your Exes, we run just about 5 Exes monsters. We have your Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion, your 2 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragons, Odd Eyes Rebellion, and of course your Odd Eyes Raging. These, I do believe, are the only ones you need. You feel free to switch it up however you want. You can ditch these 2 and run Dark Athlon and run your you can run Dark Athlon and run Starving Venomy Dragon. It is entirely up to you. This is my build, by the way. Your Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion, mainly for the ability of draining your opponent's attack points, negating attacks and specialing your Odd Eyes, and of course just destroying, doing double attack and gaining attack, and then of course just burn damage altogether.
Someone from Yoga who downloaded a form for me. I didn't seek her advice and she didn't marry us.
Well, I'm allowed to know my rights.
You really want to fight me in court for the right to leave her with a babysitter in your apartment half the time? Who does that serve, Jay? And you can't seriously think
For your
a better custodial parent to Chloe.
I practically was her only parent for 6 months when you couldn't get out of bed. Remember that? Because I sure as hell do.
For your Synchros, we only run 3, which is your Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, your Supreme King Clearwing, and your Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Your Meteor Burst for specialing your Pendulum Scales and having extra extended overlay units and extra fusion material or link material, don't really matter. And of course for the ability to lock your opponent out of the battle phase. Lock your hold on. Okay, so lock your opponent's monsters out of the battle phase. Supreme King Dragon Clearwing, mainly because of the fact that you just wipe the board. You could tribute him and special summon 2 Supreme King Dragons from... Or you can, no, sorry, when he's destroyed, you can special summon 2 Supreme King Dragons and just special him right back to the field, so he's just recyclable. Like, pendulum back, 2 Dark Worms, tribute when he's in the graveyard, bring him right back. And your opponent would just be like, what the fuck? Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, mainly for the extra destruction of your opponent's boards, for his special summon board, and then this one just to wipe his monster zone completely clean. So these 2 come in handy in every given scenario. And then we have only 4 fusions, which this should be worth your guys' while. Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, Performance Pal Gatling Ghoul, and your Odd Eyes Venom Dragon. Venom Dragon for extra damage, stealing your opponent's monster's name, attack, and of course effects, burn damage. For restarting over, recapping, for, because I lost my place, sorry, for for stealing your opponent's your opponent's monster's name, attack, and effect, burn damage, clearing your opponent's board, and also material for him, and of course for negation and compulsory evacuation device. That is all for now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been my Odd Eyes deck list, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow or later.